What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Trevor back again on the video. Yes, by the time I'm recording this, it's probably New Year's Eve, so hopefully you guys have a safe and wonderful New Year's because 2026, I feel like for all of us, is going to be a step into the right direction, like 2025 was for me. And I feel I'm just going to continue to build on that. Hopefully you guys do the same, man, because we're gonna be in for another 12 months, hopefully, okay? But yeah, you see the title of this video. You see what I'm about to get into. Because I find this interesting that coaches, I'm not gonna say championship coaches, I'm gonna say coaches that have championship aspirations and actually have a championship roster have a hard time trusting rookies now, or young players in general. Now, I definitely have my gripes about this because I, for one, if I'm a title contending team, my roster is pretty much like kind of redundant in ways, and you need to just give me a change. Like you need to, or not even give me a change just to fit them in. Just like for example, when they do come in, like can you build an offense around them? So I'm gonna go ahead and get into it. So my first example is Steve Kerr and Jonathan Kuminga situation. So Steve Kerr and Jonathan Kuminga, I just feel like ever since he got drafted, have not been on the same page. This man, Jonathan Kuminga, was playing behind bums his first 2 years. And there was no excuse for that. And they were just talking about like, oh, well, such and such fit the system better. You know what's so crazy? Soon as that guy left the Warriors, I forgot his name, but I know he has some wild charges on him though. But soon as he left the Warriors, did he get signed anywhere else? No. So that was just a waste of Kuminga development right there. Then the one time he finally got opportunity, he showed why that he's one of the explosive young players in the NBA. Okay, but since he came back from injury, it's just been the same though. Like he's just been like basically phased out the offense. Now he's not even getting play time. So I don't know. And I just feel like this roster is old. It's old. Steph Curry is old. Jimmy Butler is old. Draymond Green is old. At least Steph Curry is keeping up his production year in, year out. But Jimmy Butler, on the other hand, though, like, I just feel like you would just be lucky to even get a 25-point night for him nowadays. That's how much his scoring impact fell off. And I knew him being with this Warriors system was not going to go well because Jimmy Butler is a primarily mid-range scorer. You going to put a primary mid-range scorer on a team that likes to operate around the 3-point line. How does that make sense? Okay, and then like I said, now they are an old team. This is a young man's game. They are an old team, and they rely on old vets to try to keep up with young guys. No, that's when you freaking put Jonathan Kuminga in there. Like, yes, Jonathan Kuminga, not offensive mid-range scorer. He lacks focus. Bro, I just feel like there's definitely ways to go about it. This is just not play him at all. That does not make sense. And then once you about to trade him, you're not going to get nothing for him. That does not make no sense. You working against yourself. Like, I never understood a team that's trying their hardest to get rid of a player, but they go make it hard on themselves to even get a good deal. Like, in the offseason, when I don't know like how the conversation was going, because I feel like the only team that stepped up to the plate to actually want Jonathan Kuminga was like the Kings, and they was offering Malik Monk. Why did they just take that? They could have Malik Monk and maybe like Keon Ellis or somebody, or Devin Carter. I don't know. They could have somebody to just get out Jonathan Kuminga if they're gonna do it like this. And now they try to have aspirations to trade Murphy a third. Really? Really? For a guy that's not even playing games no more? That does not make no sense at all. Like what the Warriors should have done. This is like a foolproof plan right here. What they should have done instead of freaking trade for Jimmy Butler. I'm talking going all out for Jimmy Butler. They should have just went against what Draymond was talking about because Draymond is the reason why they in this position. By the way, but they should have just told Draymond just keep right. Like, we got this. We know how. We got the negotiation process go there. They should just went through and trade for Lauri Markkanen. You trade for Lauri Markkanen, this team would not be as bad as it is now. I promise you that. Lauri Markkanen is a 7-foot sniper. He fits their system. He's one of the best movement shooters in the NBA. You see how the Jazz been using ever since Will Hardy been in charge? Like they primarily use him as an off-ball scorer, and certain like movements and sets like they put him in, like he could get us off, and he could be like a semi good help side rim protector. But you just got just basically coach him to actually be to reach his full potential that end. But nope, they decided to not do it. They had a chance before that when they had CP3 on the roster. He's still that big contract. They had a chance to trade for Zach LaVine. They did not want to pull a trigger on Zach LaVine either. When Zach LaVine it fits their system as well. He's also a movement shooter, and he gives them an athletic punch that this team do not have besides Jonathan Kuminga. So, yeah, I just disagree how they are going about things because if you just don't want that bad, okay, fine. Find a way to freaking trade him. But do not expect a big return or even decent return if you're just going to make him go out like this. Don't make sense to me. So, moving on. My next culprit and the coaches that have championship aspirations, but don't want to play young players to infuse life into the team is JJ Redick and Abdul Thero. Why is 33 Maxi Kleber getting more time than Abdul Thero? How does that make sense? Yes, they play two different positions, but guess what? I would rather see LeBron James at center than Maxi Kleber. I would rather see Rui Hachimura at center compared to Kleber. Like anybody else besides Maxi Kleber. Like, I don't care how short the rotation. This guy should not see the floor at all. I'm so serious about that. Like I said, so you start Jackson Hayes if he's healthy. Boom. If he's not healthy, aid, and then like I said, off the bench, you rest LeBron the first quarter like you've been doing, and then boom, in the second quarter, that's when he played center. That's what I would do. I'm not playing no Mexico. This guy's scared to shoot. He's not a driver. He's not a roll and cut big. What is he out there for? I don't understand this. I feel he been more freaking tussles than actually him scoring baskets. Why? This is crazy. Now, I understand that Rook, is recovering from a knee injury. I get that. But that doesn't, it's like, he's been back for like a month or so right now, I believe. What? Just why? He's barely getting like 10, 15 minutes. If that. This team, and you can tell how this team can reach a ceiling if they play the right players. Look, in my last video, I referred to the Christmas Day game. Bro, soon as Marcus Smart and Jared Vanderbilt came into the game, what happened? The Lakers started to go on and run. You play the right players with your big three, and you're going to see results. I promise you're going to see results. But if you decide to not do so, well, don't be surprised if you're just struggling to see why this team is struggling against good teams. Like, they just got dominated by the Pistons, another young and athletic team that's the top seed in the East. It is not a coincidence how when this team face any adversity, whether it's physicality, athleticism, or both, we don't have the numbers to freaking make up the deficit. We don't. We don't. So I disagree with JJ Redick's decision of not giving him playtime. Yes, he's gonna be raw in areas. You have to freaking be patient. You have to be patient. Like, I just feel like if you give more minutes, Marcus Smart, I feel he's playing enough minutes because he put his body on the line a lot, and I feel like if he reached over the 35-minute mark consistently, his body's going to break down fast. So you can't give him a bunch of playtime. Jared Vanderbilt, I feel like he's also the same way. Once he was playing like back to like 30, 35, like when he's trying to get close to that, his body broke down with his feet. So you have to mix these guys up. I'm not saying you play all three together. No, you play Marcus Smart, Vando, boom. When they take their break, you play the Rook. How is this rotation hard? It's not hard. It should be hard. But man, moving on, and I just feel like I'm not gonna say we because I'm not an NBA coach. I just feel like NBA coaches in general just don't trust the young guy. Like, even it came to a point where Greg Popovich trusted his young guys. Because guess what? He knew those guys are going to take them over the hump. Tony Parker, for example, he was starting, right? Tony Parker, he had moments of time where he was messing up. And at times he ultimately had to get benched because like his performance wasn't suitable to win games. But guess what? He kept starting him. He kept being patient with him. And guess what? Tony Parker turned out to be an all-time great talent. Same with Manu Ginobili. You think Popovich like the way Manu Ginobili played with his style? No. But he still played them. He was actually started and actually took Manu Ginobili himself to come off the bench to actually accept that role. So yeah, NBA coaches nowadays I feel like are too strict when they have championship aspirations. They feel like they need to rely on the old heads to try to get a job done. And I just feel like if you, as an NBA coach, and I feel like JJ Redick, I thought he was the type to actually give young guys a chance to actually prove themselves. Thought wrong. Like, he gave Dalton Knecht the chance because he actually started a couple games. I feel like that's when the team was fully healthy too. But after that, after Dalton Knecht fell off, look where we've been at. And ever since that failed Dalton Knecht trade, he's fell off the face of the earth, and now his trade value's in the toilet. Now we have to find a way to try, get him to another destination that he's gonna thrive in. Because I feel like he could thrive. I don't know. I just think he's checked out. I really do. I think he's checked out. So yeah, the Lakers, the Warriors, and every team that has championship aspirations but don't want to play young guys, they're gonna regret it in the long run. So yeah, if you guys like this video, like, comment, subscribe. This is your boy Trail, and I'm out.